Dear students, welcome to Madrasa. Today's lesson is about the pronunciation of final S. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to correctly pronounce final S. Before we start, please bring a piece of paper and a pen to write the most important notes. Let's get started. What is the plural form of the following nouns? Bus, book, and bag. So the plural form of bus is buses. Buses. The plural form of book is books. Books. And the plural form of bag is bags. Bags. What have you noticed? The pronunciation of final S differs depending on the letter or the sound which preceded. So, final S, we pronounce it is, s, or z. Come with me to discover the rule of pronunciation of final S. The pronunciation of final S. Now, the pronunciation of words ending in S depends on the final sound that precedes S. There are three ways to pronounce the S in plural nouns and verbs in third person. Is, s, and z. Rule number 1. You pronounce the final S as is if the word ends in one of the following sounds. The first one, S. Now, if S precedes final S, we pronounce S is, like in buses, buses. The second letter, sh. When the final S is preceded by sh sound, we pronounce it is, like in washes, washes. Third example, we pronounce final S is when it is preceded by ch, like in watches, watches. Fourth example, we pronounce final S is when the S is preceded with X, like in boxes, boxes. And we pronounce final S is if it is preceded by Z sound, like in prizes, prizes. And finally, we pronounce final S is when it is preceded by J sound, like in manages, manages. Let's move on to the second rule. You pronounce the final S as S if the word ends in one of the following sounds. Number 1, K, like in books, books. 2, F sound, like in cliffs, cliffs. P sound, like in sleeps, sleeps. T sound, like in hats, hats. Th, like in myths, myths. Now we move on to rule number 3. Now we pronounce final S Z when it is preceded by the following letters. 1, B, like in crabs, crabs. D, like in words, words. G, like in bags, bags. N, like in funds, funds. R, like in wares, wares. L, like in deals, deals. M, like in dreams, dreams. And V sound like in gloves, gloves. Now let's move on to practice. Classify the following words according to the pronunciation of final S. Let's start with the first word. Citizens. Citizens. So we pronounce final S Z because it's preceded by N. The next word. Students. Students. We pronounce S S because it's preceded by T. The next one. Schools. Schools. We pronounce S Z because it's preceded by L. Inspectors. Inspectors. We pronounce final S Z because it's preceded by R. Progresses. Progresses. We pronounce final S is because it's preceded by S. Ages. Ages. We pronounce S as is because it's preceded by G sound. And finally, keeps. Keeps. We pronounce S as S because it's preceded by P. Keeps. Thank you very much indeed, dear students. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Please don't forget to subscribe in our YouTube channel and join our Facebook community. Stay tuned for more videos.